Hey everyone, I'm Ryan, CEO of ApplicantPro with today's hiring tip. Just a quick idea before we get started. Stick around till the end and I'll let you know about where you can download some worksheets and tools to help you out as you're trying to hire and improve your process. So today we're going to talk about the job description. Everybody knows them, everybody's got one. They're like, gosh, they're just this legal description and legal descriptions being nice. They're technically like a big giant bulleted list of everything that you need to have in order to do a job. I'm not really sure where they started from and what the point is. I know a lot of it has to do with compliance. Unfortunately, a lot of people use them for their ad, and it makes the ads not very appealing. Honestly, it makes it look like a lawyer wrote a bank robber's ransom note, right? Their demand note, just over and over and over again of you must lift 50 pounds and carry it across the room while you have a smile on your face, and every other bullet list of every other checkpoint of all types of things that either job seekers already know. Look, it's a bank teller job, so clearly I need to be able to count money and use a computer. You don't need to list that out for me. But those job descriptions make terrible ads. Now, I can say that because I have the data to back it up. Over 85% of people who read an ad don't actually start applying. That's got to tell you something. Now, certainly a percentage of people who read ads are simply not qualified for the job. I get that, but 85–90% of those people, that sounds like a huge opportunity to make improvements. And what we've found as we've worked with clients over and over and over again is the biggest way to increase the number of qualified applicants they get is to rewrite their ad, and specifically to drop that job description. There's a couple reasons why the job description doesn't work. Number one, it's boring, right? It is just not engaging at all. Let's see here, I've got an iPhone, right? Most of you probably have an iPhone. I'm sure that you've seen an ad for an iPhone. There's also a user's manual for the iPhone full of all kinds of legal mumbo jumbo. They don't publish the user guide or the user manual in the magazine ads because it's boring and not appealing at all. It doesn't tell me why I should want this phone, right? And so, number one, they're boring. Number two, they tend to overstate the requirements of the job. We've taken just years and years of all of our competitors, of all their job descriptions, we've added them all together with this like the perfect list. In HR, we call it a purple squirrel, right? Anybody who's been squirrel hunting would not want to hunt for purple squirrels because they don't exist. Somebody with all of those requirements willing to work for 10 bucks an hour doesn't exist. But the number three is the most important one. They're not engaging. They don't tell a job seeker why they should want to apply at your company. They don't tell them what's in it for them. So let's give you some ideas of how you can improve your ad. I've seen increases of 100, 200, 300% of applicant flow by changing and writing a really engaging ad. So number one, we have to start with the goal. The goal of an ad is to convince a job seeker or make them want to apply for the job. That's it. The goal of the ad is not to filter people out, it's not to scare people away, it's not to tell them about the requirements. The goal of the ad is to convince me, the job seeker, that I should want to apply. And really, if you're good at writing ads, what you want me to say is, oh my goodness, this sounds just like me. This sounds like the perfect job for me. This sounds like the opportunity I've been looking for forever. So that's number one, that's the goal. Number two is the tone of the ad. So here at ApplicantPro, we're pretty laid back. This is dressed up, right? I'm wearing a golf shirt and honestly a pair of shorts today, but luckily the video cuts off right here. We're a pretty laid back culture. We don't really take ourselves that seriously. Now, if we wrote a really serious, ad, button down, tie type ad, what type of people would we attract? Probably not the type of people who we actually want to have work here. They probably wouldn't fit in. So the tone of your ad is really important. The tone of your ad should match your culture. So if you're a very buttoned down professional culture, then write a very polished professional ad. If you're super laid back, then write a laid back ad. If you guys like to joke around and don't take yourself that seriously, maybe your ad should be kind of funny. It should attract and engage the type of person you want to hire at your company, and culture has a lot to do with that. So now that we've got those two parts down, what is the goal and what should the tone be? Let's walk through the 6 parts of a job ad because they're not like a job description. Part number 1 is the intro. Should be just a couple sentences, pretty direct and to the point. ApplicantPro is currently hiring a sales rep to fill our position of selling our software to small and mid-sized companies part-time, full-time, whatever, just really short. The reason why you want that 1 to 2 sentences is because it's what shows up in the search results on Indeed or ZipRecruiter or a job board. Part number 2 is about your company. Now this isn't the About Us page from your website. This isn't the description of your company that you would tell to an investor or to the public or to a potential customer. This is a description of your company from the perspective of an employee. The best way to get this written is to actually ask an employee to help you with it. And what you say is you say, hey Sally, what do you tell your friends or family when they ask you about what we do? Because that usually will give a really good description of the company in layman's low-level terms that an employee would describe to somebody else. You might actually embed in there things about your team, what the management style is like, what your culture is like, all those types of things. Again, the question you're answering is in the perspective of a job seeker. Tell me about why I should want to work for your company. And your About Us page on the website doesn't do that. Number 3, I like to call it a day in the life. Instead of having this big giant list of your, not the requirements, but your duties, instead of having a big checklist or a big bullet list of duties, I like to write a little story, maybe a little paragraph. Again, the best way to get this written is ask one of the employees who currently does the job. Hey Joe, what is a day in the life like as a bank teller, as a sales rep? So I like to have a little paragraph there that explains, you're going to come in the morning and this is what you're going to do. Your main responsibility is to do X, Y, and Z. You report to this person. This is what your goals are. This is what you're trying to accomplish, right? Just a 1 to 2 paragraph day in the life story. Number 4 would be the requirements. And this is the one area of the ad where you can actually use a bullet list. The key here is keep them short and specific. Don't add requirements in just because it would be nice to have. Be very cautious about putting in preferred requirements. Like bachelor's degree required, but master's preferred. Instead of putting master's preferred in there, which everybody knows if a bachelor's degree required, you would of course prefer them to have a master's. I'd prefer all my bank tellers to have PhDs, right? Who doesn't want more education? But don't put it in the ad because it scares people away. Instead, ask a question in the job screening questions. So that's number 4, the requirements, right? Keep it short, 10, 15 at the most. Number 5, pay and benefits. If you don't have just a little spot where you list pay, get deeper into the benefits and things that make you unique. Here at ApplicantPro, we have some really cool, unique benefits. We bring lunch in a couple days a week. We provide massages a couple times a month. We've got a new benefit we're rolling out where we provide reimbursement for a housekeeper because we hire a lot of moms, right? Explain why people should want to work for you besides just the money. If you have a ping pong table, if you have movie night, if whatever it is, if you give away free gym memberships, explain those cool things because that is something that people want to know. And number 6 and the last one, tell them how to apply. And especially if your application process is short and easy, which is what we push our clients to do, make a short and easy application process. Well, if that's what you have, then tell the world about it. Tell this job seeker because it's kind of like your closing statement. Nothing better than this sounds like an awesome job for me than hearing, hey, it's only going to take you a couple minutes to apply for the job. We respect your time, so we've made the application process short and sweet. But that's it. 6 steps to writing a better job ad that will generate more applicants. Now I know that this is a lot to go through, so go to applicantpro.com/tools. There's a download there of how to write a killer job ad. You can download this ebook. It will walk you through step by step how to write a good ad, how to identify the information that goes in it, how to put it together properly. So again, applicantpro.com/tools. But have a great day and good luck hiring.